The stars are officially aligning. You thought that this was a joke. Dominicans, we coming back to boxing and we gonna make a statement. We gonna make a statement. And yes, I'm still wearing the press pass. I am still wearing the press pass because this right here means a lot to me, man. I'm wearing this shit like a gold medal. You know, two Dominicans. There we go. Dos Dominicanos campeones en un día. Two Dominicans became world champion in one day, and I was there as media to cover it, as the voice of Dominican boxing. And I've interviewed them before in person. Y'all can check my resume. Y'all can check. I've interviewed these dudes before, man. I'm really putting out here to work, man. The stars are aligning. That's what I love about what I'm doing on this YouTube shit. And that's what I love about what's happening in the sport as far as Dominicans in the boxing game, man. Dominicans, we've been the laughing stock of boxing. And honestly, I never really argued with people. I'm like, yo, listen, hey, besides Joan Guzman, we really ain't have nobody who was really like, that you could really think like, oh, this dude was nasty. You know, Fortuna was a good fighter. We had a lot of like little good fighters here and there. We had good moments. But now we got two champions, and we never had a champion at 140 before, ever. So that's a milestone in itself. And yeah, some people saying that Puello lost. I mean, it was a 50-50 fight. My bad, fellas. Hold on. Let me check my mic. It says my mic was having trouble. No, I'm good. All right. So, Puello, like I didn't score the fight because so some dude had sat next to me and we kind of engaged in conversation. And I forgot to score 2-3 rounds. And by that point, you don't score 2-3 rounds, you know, you're lost in the sauce. But it felt like a close fight to me. I'll be honest, it kind of felt like Akhmadov was winning a little bit, but not to the again, I didn't score the fight, but I feel like Puello definitely put in great work to where him getting the decision, I wouldn't have a problem with. But the scorecards, come on, man. Two of them had Puello winning 9-3. That's listen, I'm Dominican. Listen, I'm the voice of Dominican boxing, and I didn't think that fight went like that. You know, and that's a fight I'm gonna rescore on the official scorecard. That's a fight I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna have some of my dudes from Twitter on, and we can rescore it and figure out how we're gonna do this. But yeah, we're gonna rescore that fight, and we're gonna see if he really won. But it don't matter. He got the decision at the end of the day, man. This is boxing, man. Shit like that happens. To me, it was a close fight. From when I gathered on Twitter, like people who I trust, Truth from Truth Over Narrative, Ezra from the Ezra podcast, both of them had the fights close, and they both saw that, you know, it was a 50-50 fight at the when the scorecards were being announced. And honestly, yeah, it wasn't like Akhmadov completely dominated and dropped them, and it's like, nah. I see 8-4 Puello. I think that's a little. I don't know. I gotta rescore. Because I didn't score it. I didn't score. I scored the fight that was so dominant. Garcia, man. Hector Luis Garcia is a fucking master boxer, man. I loved his performance. So far, his last two fights, first fight against Colbert, and now this one against Roger Gutierrez, have been total domination. Total domination. And I scored that fight 10-2. 10 rounds to 2. I think I gave Garcia the first 9 rounds, and I think I gave him the 12th. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I scored that fight 10-2. That was a easy blowout for my man Garcia. Garcia, man. And by the way, I was sitting with the press. Everybody was telling me, yo, man, yo, this guy's good. Hey, man, yo, this guy Garcia is good. Hey, Garcia is really good. Everybody was telling me that. And like I even heard some of the people who work for PBC going, whoa, I didn't know he was that guy. I was had my ear to the streets. His name was buzzing in press row, you know. And one of the things, so after the fight, me and the whole all these Dominicans, by the way, it was mad Dominican fight. I got a lot of stories that I'm gonna share. That's why I wanted to go live. So after the fight, me and Garcia were sitting next to each other at the restaurant. We went to celebrate. And he was telling me why he's so disciplined with his craft and all that. So he told me a really good story, man. He was like, yo, you know why I'm so disciplined with everything I do? I was like, why? He's like, man, my father. He goes, you guys don't understand how much my father had an impact on me. So I'm like, elaborate on that. He went into this like really deep story. He was like, man, I could never respond to my father unless I said, yes, sir. So he was like, so you know how like somebody will call you, like, let's say that somebody called me, yo, bro, wait, yo, I turn around, yeah, what's up? Or like, what, yeah, what's going on? He's like, he would get punished if he did that with his father. If his father called him, he had to go, yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was always yes, sir. Sí, señor. ¿Cómo está, señor? Like always, sir. And he said that anytime he would mess up and not be disciplined in anything he did in life, his father would, crack that whip, for lack of a better term, and make sure like, hey, no, stay in line, be disciplined, do this. And he went into like a deep conversation as far as that. And then he also told me that he was a cop in DR too. So not only did he get this discipline from his father that he learned, and he shared that story with me, he also said he was a cop in DR. His wife is a personal trainer. So he goes, yo, a lot of times me hanging out with my wife is going to the gym with her. He's like, I'm not like one of these Dominicans. Well, he didn't say that part. I said that to him. I was like, oh, so you're not like one of these Dominicans that go to DR and party after you a big win. He was like, nah, I'm not like that. He goes, when I go to DR, when I'm not in training camp, me hanging out with my wife is us working out. He goes, and then, sometimes you're not in training camp, so you want to eat, you want to eat something unhealthy. Like, you want to eat a burger, you want to eat, mango or rice and beans and stuff like that. He says that he has to fight with his wife to cook him like an unhealthy meal because his wife is so like health. Like, no, you got to eat clean. You got to eat this. You got to eat that. Because that's just a lifestyle. She's a personal trainer. That's how she goes about her business. So he was mentioning how, his wife got him in line too. In line, not that's a bad way to put it. It got him focused on eating right as well, working out while he's not in training camp. And like his eyes started watering up when he was talking about his father, and he was telling me all these things. And I was like, damn, I wish I would have caught that conversation on camera, but that was just like a personal conversation. Like we was just sitting next to each other, and it really got me excited. He's become my favorite Dominican, to be honest with you. He's become my favorite Dominican fighter over Elvis. And I know I love Elvis Rodriguez. I met Elvis out there. I interviewed Elvis. Those interviews are getting put out. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so I interviewed Elvis, and he was my favorite for a long time. But I've grown to have a relationship with Garcia, and that story just to me really put it over the thing. Also, another guy I'm cool with is Carlos Adames. Carlos Adames, that's my guy, man. That before I mentioned like he's the one I had the best relationship with, as far as like I could always call him and be like, yo, this and this is happening. Can you tell me who you're gonna fight or anything? Any question I had about his career, I could always reach out to him. So Carlos Adames, that's my guy, and we were out there chilling too. But now as far as like aside from that, I like Garcia most, man. Garcia, his performance was flawless, and what I liked about his performance was it wasn't just him going out there headhunting. He was mixing it up to the body. Not just with one, he was hooks to the body, straight left hands to the body, jabs to the body, and the same thing up top. And he would mix it up. Sometimes it would be head hunting for a little bit, and then boom, land the body shot. Sometimes we going to the body a lot, and then boom, throw a nice right hand over the or right hook or the top. I really liked his performance. The only thing is, at the end, I wish he would. He knew how to use his feet to box a little bit more. I felt like he left the foot off the gas a little bit. And this is what his trainer told me after the fight. He told me, like, after the first 9 rounds, he was winning by such dominant fashion. He told him, like, yo, slow it down. No need to get at risk. Roger Gutierrez is a world champion for a reason. Let's not go out there and possibly get knocked out and lose the fight. But he said that he says that had he regrets telling him that because he felt like, Garcia was coming forward, and then all of a sudden you change the game plan to stop and not throw as many punches. it kind of threw off his rhythm. So he goes, but if he needed to win those last 2-3 rounds, Bob Santos says that he would have told him to go out there and press, and he would he probably would have got the stoppage, which I almost thought he had that stoppage back in the 9th round. I want to say he really beat that dude up. He beat that dude up bad in that one round, and you even saw his corner discussing it, grabbing the towel. Because from my view on press row, I saw them. They were like watching. They were thinking about stopping the fight, and they never stopped it. And to be honest, they did a good job not stopping it. It was getting there. It was getting close, but it wasn't there yet. Gutierrez's ear was busted up bad. It was leaking. It was swollen. It was red. No, Garcia put in a masterclass performance. I felt like if he had a little bit more power, or if what's his name? The guy, Gutierrez. If Gutierrez would have opened up a little bit more, Garcia would have had more chances to get the stoppage. But I felt like Gutierrez was very gun shy the first few rounds. But I'm not sure if that's so much. He was surprised of how active Garcia was and how much Garcia wasn't scared of him. Garcia came out from the jump being active, and not recklessly either, just calmly boxing, really nice, making sure he measured his shots and doing a real good thing, man. I really liked his performance. Errol Spence liked his performance too. Look what Errol Spence had to say about my man Hector Luis Garcia. I'll put that up in the screen share for you guys. Shout out to Errol Spence for this. He said, Garcia can really fight. Colbert thought it was sweet. Laugh out loud. Like, yeah, man. People are acknowledging, like, no. This guy can fight. This guy isn't a one-hit wonder. And by the way, as most of you guys know, he beat Colbert on 3 weeks' notice. So imagine if he had a full camp. He dropped Colbert in that fight. He might have been able to stop him, But yeah. No, and that's true. For some reason, Spence keeps mentioning Hector. It's interesting. Well, I think part of it is that Spence doesn't like Chris Colbert, and Garcia is somebody who beat Chris Colbert. So I think it's part of it is him sticking to that. And another thing, Hector Garcia, he also mentioned to me, he goes, I think he likes my style because we're both southpaws and we both do similar things in the ring. That's what Garcia told me. I was like, really interesting. And now that I think about it, he was going to the body a good amount, and that's something that Errol Spence is known for. And he controlled the pace, which is another thing Errol Spence is known for. Although Errol Spence probably didn't control the pace in the Porter fight, but I'm not so sure that was him wanting for that fight to go that way, as opposed to the fight ended up that way. Puello was talking shit to the other dude's coaches at the end. That was funny. Yeah, so let me put y'all on. Let me put y'all on why Puello went over there to talk shit. So Joel Diaz, who was Akhmadov's trainer, once told like a lot of people in the boxing industry, like, yo, Puello's never going to be a world champion. Like, Puello's not that good. So now that he beat his guy to become a world champion, he went over there to talk his shit. And shout out to Alberto Puello, because I would have done the same thing. You think I can't become champion? Yeah. Well, the guy I ended up fighting for a world title was your guy, and I beat him, whether you think you won or not. So shout out to Alberto Puello for doing that. Shout out to Alberto Puello. And by the way, for those of you just joining, yes, I still have my press pass. And this is because this is my gold medal, my first press pass. And it won't be the last. I will be at a lot of these events, not just when Dominicans are fighting. I'll be at these events as well when other fighters are fighting. But for the most part, if I can make it and there's a Dominican fighter, I'm definitely pulling up. I'm definitely putting up. But hold on. I need to know. I got mad Dominicans probably here. Yo, and by the way, send me a fucking super chat, man. Y'all slacking on them super chats. Send me $5 or some shit. Because the content I'm about to be dropping on this, shout out to Richard, the content I'm about to be dropping the next few days, y'all not going to get nowhere else. Y'all Dominican? Y'all like Dominican boxing? Y'all like me? Y'all like the way my interview styles is going? the next few days, I'm going to be dropping content from Elvis Rodriguez, Carlos Adames, Hector Luis Garcia, Alberto Puello, Bejica Peña, the biggest Dominican promoter in all of the biggest Dominican promoter. Sorry. Yeah, I'm dropping all that content this coming week, and I'm going live right now. So if y'all fucking with me and y'all really want to show me some support, I'm trying to quit my job. Send me a $5 super chat, man. What's next for Puello, in your opinion? Well, so I actually spoke to his promoter, Bejica Peña. So what's looking like what's next is the WBA is going to mandate Ismael Barroso, the Venezuelan. That should be an easy fight for Puello, to be honest with you. I think he wins that fight handily. And so, yeah, that's what's probably next for him. But I'm going to put the link in the chat for anybody who wants to call in and have a conversation. I know there's a lot of Dominicans on here that want to talk to the voice of Dominican boxing. And I'm going to give y'all that chance. And I'll hear, you could call it. The call-in is for free, so you don't got to worry about me screaming about asking for a super chat, although the super chats are welcome. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me pin it to the top of the chat. There you go. So anybody who wants to call in, hit that link that's pinned to the top of the chat. We can have a conversation. You can ask me anything you want regarding, and I'm not trying to talk AJ Usyk, and no disrespect to those guys. That was clearly the bigger fight. I want to talk Dominican boxing today, man. Yesterday, August 20th, was the biggest day in Dominican boxing history. I was there live with my press pass. Didn't have to pay for a ticket. I was there live supporting. And yeah, I want to talk about it. I want to know. I'm curious as to what's next for both guys. After Ismael Barroso, Puello's in a tough division at 140. You guys heard me talk about 140, how tough it is. L Dub Boxing. Shout out to my man Bug. What's going on, bro? Yeah, I after let's just say he beats Barroso, and that's a fight nobody wants to see, by the way. But whatever. Let's say hey man, Subriel Matias and Jeremias Ponce are gonna fight possibly for the vacant IBF if Josh Taylor vacates. That if Subriel wins, that's a PBC fight. That's an easy unification. I'm not saying that'll be the next fight after that, but that's a good fight we can watch. Also, Hector Luis Garcia called out Shakur Stevenson. I got that on video, by the way. So don't worry about it. If you don't believe me, I got that on video, him calling out Shakur Stevenson. So we got that. Also, we got he mentioned to me that he wants to move up to 135. He's like, listen, I want to make a couple defenses of my title, but then I want to move quickly to 135. And then if he moves to 135, we know who's there. We got Lomachenko, we got Tank, we got Ryan, we got Devin, Rowley, Isaac Cruz, Michelle Rivera, though I doubt they'll fight since they're both Dominican. Who else? Jojo Diaz is at 135. Yeah, I just mentioned 8 names off the top of my head. Like, that's a stacked division. Puello's in a stacked division. I'm looking forward to seeing both these dudes move forward in their career. I really am. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I didn't think we'd have another world champion in a while. Glad I was proven wrong. Yeah, man. Now you were proven wrong twice. We got 2 world champions on the same day from the same city in Dominican Republic. And if you guys know about San Juan de la Maguana, that's a small city in the Dominican Republic. That's not Santiago that has over 1 million residents. That's not Santo Domingo that has over 1 million residents. Yo, how many? I'm gonna look up right now how many people live in San Juan de la Maguana. Not many people. That's a small city. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Because for 2 champions to come out of there, it's pretty crazy. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to find population. Yeah. So 169,000 people. 169,000 people live in that city, and they got 2 world champions. Yo, you know what the odds of that is? That you get 2 world champions, especially on the same day? And by the way, these guys, they grew up with the same trainer. They grew up having the same trainer growing up. They made the national team together, and now they're both trained by Bob Santos. and both win a world title on the same day on the same card. This is an amazing story, bro. This shit is like out of a fuck. I don't know what's going on with my mic, man. My shit keep messing up. Anyways, but yo, that shit is out of. Imagine you and your friend, y'all go to the boxing gym 15 years ago to start boxing, right? And then y'all both make the national team. Then y'all both go pro. Y'all both still undefeated, and then end up winning a world title on the same day. And y'all come from a city that only has 169,000 people. Yo, like things like this don't happen. Y'all not realizing how special this is. And by the way, mark this down. August 20th will be the turn of Dominican boxing. It will be the date we would circle and go, when did Dominicans start being taken serious? When did Dominicans start being known for being good fighters? When did Dominicans start being world champions at a consistent basis? We are going to point to August 20th, 2002. And guess what? Every time you talk about that date, just remember I was there live. Man, I had such a good time last night. Shout out to PBC. I'm about to become a PBC show, man. They got all the Dominicans. I'm about to become a PBC show. Nah, I'm just joking with that. But nah, man, they got all the Dominicans and they're chunking them in the same cars. They did that with Michelle Rivera and Elvis Rodriguez when they fought in on the Tim Zoo on the card, and they do it, and they did it now. It was supposed to be for Adrian Broner fight, so that's would have been a big card, but unfortunately, Adrian Broner pulled out, and this whole mess. But point is, they're chunking them together to gain, much more interest, because you're much more likely, if you're a Dominican boxing fan and you're a casual, you're much more likely to watch a card that has two Dominicans than one. So I like what they're doing there. They're doing good work out there. They're doing really, really good work. Salute, Broadway. Puerto Rican Run. Shout out to you, my brother. Congratulations to La República Dominicana. Thank you, my brother. I really, really appreciate that. Question, bro. Why all the Dominicans leaving Salas? Well, from what I understand, honestly, I don't know if I could talk about that, honestly. I was told a lot of things in confidence. But let's just say I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. But I don't know. Salas had a lot of fighters. That's not something I was told. This is something I'm saying. Salas had a lot of fighters. It's hard to train 15 guys and give each one of them a proper amount of attention. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that's it. I actually do know what it is, but I can't really speak on it. But that I can't say that that's not part of the problem. The guy had a lot of people. He trains a lot of people. So, and look, he left, what was it, 5 people who left him? And he still has a full training camp. He brought in a whole host of fighters right after that. I don't know. Again, I can't speak on why, but that has to be part of it. Broadway, the PBC has to, and I mean has to, do a show at the United Palace in Washington Heights. Man, absolutely. Man, I was hoping to, because I was out there talking with Kenneth Bouhare from the PBC podcast, and he knows that that's a card I want PBC to do. But I was hoping to interact with more PBC reps, but unfortunately I didn't get to. But that's something I had in my mind to promote and to talk about, because that's an event that if you that invested in Dominican boxing, you have to try. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna fail, which I don't think it fails, but let's just say you have to at least try. You don't know how you don't know it not ends up a success, and then you educate the Dominican boxing, Dominican fans to like boxing, and then later on in a few years, then you can start doing shows at the Barclays or shows even in New Jersey. There's a lot of Dominicans in New Jersey. Or Massachusetts, like the Boston area. There's a lot of Dominicans in the Boston area. But if you really want to start, educating the Dominican boxing, the Dominican fans, put a show where they live in the United Palace in Washington Heights. Muhammad, what's going on? Yo, it's been a while. What's happening? Yo, a lot's happening with these Dominican fighters. I know you an AJ fan and your boy lost, but we're not talking AJ today. We talking about Dominican fighters. We talking Alberto Puello and Hector Luis Garcia, both becoming world champions last night. And again, Puello, the first champion to do it at 140 pounds. He's in a good position because PBC has Gary Antoine Russell, has Subriel Matias. They have who else they have? They have a few fighters. They have Elvis Rodriguez. I'm not sure they'll fight, but you know they have Elvis Rodriguez. There's a lot of good fights. Yeah. Oh, I ain't even think of that. Another good spot will be Paradise Theater in the Bronx or the Apollo Theater in Harlem. Yeah. Or even you could even do it in somewhere in the Bronx, like in Salsa con Fuego, that big ass club. You could do something like there. There's a lot. You could get creative. You could get creative on how to promote Dominicans in New York, but you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. And yeah, look, you got 2 world champions to start with. You got Elvis Rodriguez, who's a pretty boy, you know, from Lomina, which is a very popular neighborhood in Dominican Republic where a lot of rappers come from. You know, you could get with paid fucking one of them Dominican rappers to make a song about Elvis Rodriguez or do something like that. You got Michelle Rivera, who you got that shtick with that he looks like Muhammad Ali. I don't really particularly like it, but you know, it's something y'all guys are working on. And you guys got the tools to promote and work it out. Put it in United Palace in Washington Heights, man, on the eve of the Dominican Day Parade or on the 27th of February, the Dominican Independence Day. You got to get creative. You got to get creative if you're this invested in Dominican boxing. And yeah, they saying you don't sell, but you're a promoter. Well, I don't want to speak like that. How do I say? Let's promote them. That's a probably better way. And listen, if anybody from PBC is watching this, I'm willing to assist in any way, shape, form, or fashion as far as organizing what to do. And I have a bunch of ideas that I think will create ticket sellers for for the boxing event. Like, yo, put it like this. I'll give you, if PBC watching, I'll give you this one for free. Yo, these out in Washington Heights and Dykeman, man, there's a bunch of clubs. And all these promoters, they know how to get the girls. They know how to get the people to fill up the clubs. You find some of these party promoters and go, yo, listen, I hear you move tickets. Move these boxing tickets for me. You can move these club tickets for me. Move these boxing tickets for me. This is what's going on. You know the post of the people. Can you do me a favor? The same people you be promoting to about going to a club, could you promote to them about going to a fight? This is a big deal. If this flops, we'll never have another Dominican card in New York. This will be a big deal for your guy, for Elvis, for Carlos Adames, for Alberto Puello, for Hector Luis Garcia, for Michelle Rivera. You talk to these people like that and go, hey, man, listen, for every ticket you sell, you get 5-10%, whatever. You work out what percentage they can get. These dudes, they know how to move tickets. These clubs be packed because of these promoters. So you link up with them. That's one way. Also, you link up with these musicians. El Lápico, like these guys from the urban community, El Lápico Consciente, Vaquero, Chucky 73, who's actually Dominican, but he's from New York. You link up with some of these guys. Make a song called Michelle Rivera. Make a song called Hector Luis Garcia. You know, do something. How much would a song cost if you know, that's another look. I gave PBC 2 ideas for free right there. And then you hire the voice of Dominican boxing. You give me a mic and a camera, I'm golden. I'm golden. That's it. Yo, I'll be in Washington Heights. Yo, tú no vas a comprar los tickets. Tú no vas a comprar los tickets. No, coge para acá, papá. Papá, tú no te me vas de aquí hasta que tú no compres un ticket para apoyar a los otros. I'll be like that. I'll be on every corner out here. So I just want them to push that because they don't understand. If they tap into that Dominican market, oh, papito. Y'all don't understand how crazy New York would be once we get a Dominican. Like if they are aware of that we have the good Dominican boxers the way Puerto Ricans are, Madison Square Garden, Barclays Center, whatever, Yankee Stadium, wherever you want to put it, if you can tap into that market. But you got to start small. And starting small is at the United Palace, I believe is a 3,000 seat arena in Washington Heights. I put it over there, man. Put it over there. Have them fight local New York fighters as well. That way you don't have to pay for hotels and all that. Have them, and also the local New York fighters, them themselves will sell tickets because they're from New York. They'll tell their friends around the neighborhood, yo, I'm fighting in Washington Heights against Michelle Rivera, against Carlos Adames, against so-and-so. Come support, come sell these tickets. Man, yo, PBC, y'all need to send me a check. I gave y'all too much free game right there. Look, I was holding some of that in that gun. I was holding those bullets right here to shoot it off once I met one of y'all, but I ain't get to meet nobody. But look, and I still got some in the clip. I still got more ideas in the clip. And I guarantee you, if you tap into that Dominican market, like New York boxing in general, we will have a lot more events here. A lot. Garcia has a mandatory defense against Lamont Roach Jr. I'm not sure about that. I'm not too sure about that. I haven't heard anything about a mandatory because he was a mandatory. He was the mandatory for Rodriguez. I mean, Gutierrez, excuse me. Remember, he fought Colbert for the WBA interim, which made him the mandatory for Roger Gutierrez because they consolidated the belt. So I doubt they give the mandatory another mandatory after he just won the belt from the champion himself. It wasn't like he won a vacant. But I mean, hey, I don't know where you read that demonic doll. I just realized your name. I'm not gonna call you demonic. So doll. Where did you read that? I haven't heard nothing about that. Then maybe a big star can pop out to a fight like Tatis or Soto. That'd be dope. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You get. Oh, I didn't even think of that. You link up with one of these retired baseball players. Even A-Rod, you give A-Rod a little bag. Nah, A-Rod probably won't go for a bag, but you make him aware and you try to give him free tickets. You know what I'm saying? Be like, yo, you show up to this event, yo, people start seeing you like boxing. You know, Puerto Ricans like boxing. That means you could get J-Lo back. You know, she may see you on TV. She may be watching a boxing event and see you go, oh, he going to boxing events now. I'm gonna leave Ben Affleck for A-Rod. You never know. You never know, bro. You got to go support Dominicans. I wish A-Rod was over there because I was in Florida. He's from Florida. It was right outside Miami. I mean, listen, man. There's a bunch of different ways we can get creative on how to promote these Dominicans. By the way, if y'all follow me on social media, I was walking around the casino with this flag right here, which Puello's touched, Garcia's touched. Hey, this flag is history for me. This flag means a lot to me. But anyways, I was walking around with this flag wrapped around my neck, like, yeah, I'm Dominican superhero. I'm the voice of Dominican boxing around the casino. Some Dominican came up to me. He was like, yo, what up? What up? Like, mad hype. I'm thinking he was at the fight. I'm like, yo, what's going on? He gave me a pound. He's like, yo, what you doing out here, man? I was like, yo, I was covering the event. I'm the voice of Dominican boxing. And he goes, oh, nah, so you with the flag. He goes, there was a boxing event here? He didn't even know. Yo, he pulled out his phone. He hit the subscribe button for me. And he's like, damn, man. He goes, he was from New York, too. He's from Washington Heights. He's like, damn, man, had I known I'm out here, you told me. Because I told him, I was like, yo, 2 Dominicans just became world champion. He's like, damn, man, they need to know how to promote that. And like I said, if they would have been fucking with me, I would have known how to promote it. And a guy like that who was willing to spend the money to go to an event would have supported. You know, he would have been aware because I would have known where those type of people look to find out things, and I would have put it in front of his face. And he was already in Hollywood, Florida. He would have bought a ticket. How to look in person? Puello won clearly. I don't think he won clearly. I think it was a close fight, man. Like, we got to stop with the close fights being called robberies, which that's why I'm glad I got the official scorecard where I rewatch fights and rescore them. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I do that. You know why? Because now we can really decipher, was that fight a robbery or was it just a close fight that could have gone either way? And again, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do Alberto Puello versus Akhmadov one of these days, and I'm gonna rescore it the same way I do, and I'm gonna be unbiased. I'm gonna have some other people on, and to me, it was a close fight that could have gone either way. But again, you know, I think it's a matter of what you like. I felt like Puello's punches were much more clearer and cleaner, and Akhmadov was a lot more active and rugged with his work, and landed a lot more body shots. So it's just a matter of what you like. So, but I don't think it was such a travesty that Puello got the decision. Oh my God, this is what's wrong with boxing. You know how like people say all that dumb shit. I don't think that's what happened. Bro, look at my comment above for another idea. Let me see. Oh, okay. Back in the 80s, they used to put fight posters in every Rican business in New York City. Why don't they do that for a Dominican fight card? Listen, I don't know. You know why they don't do it? Because I don't work for PBC, man. And when PBC cut me a check as a private contractor, because I can't give up the YouTube channel, So if me working for them is going to have to be like, yo, you got to give up the YouTube, that can't happen. But if they cut me a check and as an advisor, I'm on my Al Heyman shit. As an advisor, yo, man, I could give them some good ideas, man. I could give them some good ideas. I could give them some really good ideas. And again, it's important they try. It's important they try to make these guys draws. And part of trying is, taking a little bit of a risk. Obviously a calculated risk. I'm not saying go out there, just put the fight card in United Palace and hope that people come. Hope. No. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is, you again, like I said, you get with these rappers, Dominican rappers, El Alfa, something like that, or El Lapis, or Chucky 73, Guariboa, Moza La Para, Poeta Callejero. You get with all those guys and try to see what kind of business deals you could come out where both of you guys benefit, and they could promote your fight card, as well as again, like I mentioned, these party promoters, they got the pulse of the people. Dominicans, we like to party. That's what a pulse is, man. The parties. So if you get with these promoters to link up with these, to do a business deal again where it works out for beneficial for you, like, yo, the more tickets you sell, the more money you make, but the more money we make. So it's like a 50-50 venture, not necessarily in profits. I'm saying 50-50, like, yeah, both benefiting from it. That's something where I can see, like, okay, now it's set for people to come. And again, then you put Dominican fighters fighting local New Yorkers, because then the local New Yorkers will sell tickets. Zachary Ochoa, put him against Michelle Rivera or Elvis Rodriguez. Okay, look right there. He's from Brooklyn. You don't think he's gonna have at least 10, 15 people go? 20, 100, who knows? I don't know how big his family is. I don't know how much friends he got. Know what I'm saying? That's it. Again, there's a lot of ways I feel like it could get creative so they could sell tickets, man. And again, they have to try, man. They have to try. They can't just keep putting on good fights and just hoping people show up. That has proven to not work. Higher Broadway, PBC. Like I said, as long as I don't have to give up my YouTube channel, I'm willing to work, man. I am. Off topic, but what you think of Brandon Lee fight? What I thought, it was I thought he looked very predictable, mechanical at times. And he got dropped real hard, man. That I it's funny. I was sitting right next to Elvis, and I was like, "Yo, bro, you knocked this guy out." And he just laughed at me. He's like, "Oh yeah, and then boom, he got dropped. So it was a pretty vicious right hand. So, yeah. Yeah, I didn't like Brandon Lee's performance. I didn't like Brandon Lee's performance. He did a Dominican versus a Colombian or Mexican in Queens would sell. Maybe. Not too sure because Colombians also don't sell. Colombians also have that stigma that Dominicans do, but they're not as good at boxing as we are. You know, we got 2 world champions, you know? Yeah, nah, I don't know no Colombian boxer who was a draw, even here in New York. Mm-hmm. That's a fact, bro. Feed leader Elvis. Yeah, but I was actually I was sitting next to Elvis and his manager. His manager told me, he was like, that would have been a good fight for him to get. But he's like, since he got dropped, most likely the commission's gonna suspend him. Like, so what happens when you get hurt or cut or dropped or knocked out? The commission suspends your license. That, oh, you can't fight for 6 months, 3 months, 5 months, whatever, is up to the commission's discretion. So he said that the fight's probably not gonna happen because he's gonna be suspended. Oh, and by the way, you know what? That I'll leave that. I was gonna say when Elvis Rodriguez is gonna fight, but I have the video out. When I release it, that's when y'all find out. That's when y'all find out. But yo, that link is pinned to the top of the chat, man. I got too many Dominicans in this chat for me not to get one call. And I can't be am I the only one who's this hype? Am I the only Dominican this hype that we got 2 world champions? Hit that link, man. Hit that link. Call in. Share your excitement with me. That I'm the voice of Dominican boxing, man. So, and listen, if I was a boxing fan, a Dominican boxing fan specifically, I would want to call in and ask questions like, yo, what happened here? Yo, how did this feel? How did that feel? You know, again, let me tell you all the Dominicans I met yesterday. I met Elvis Rodriguez, Carlos Adames, Jackson Marinas, Eric Mini Pac-Man Rosa. I already had met them, but obviously Puello and Garcia. That's 6 off the top of my head. Victor Santillán, that's 7. Like, I had a lot of conversation with these dudes. So, like, call in, man. Call in. Ask me questions. Ask me questions about anything y'all want. Or give me ideas of what else we could do for the Dominican Day Parade card at United Palace. Or do you have another venue other than United Palace? Call me. I need to see a rematch of Batier versus Puello. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Yo, the link is pinned to the top of the chat, Adrian. The link, you just click the link. It takes you to a website. You put in your name, and then you know, we can have a conversation. Colombian, like Dominicans, haven't been marketed correctly. You really need a New York Latino on the marketing team. Listen, man. They need to hit me up. They need to hit me up. They need to hit me up as an advisor. I'm on my Al Heyman shit. Adames versus Montiel is for the well, I don't know if you're asking me, but it's for the WBC interim title, which, if I'm not mistaken, would make them the mandatory for Jamal Charlo. And currently, Carlos Adames is ranked number 1. I told Carlos yesterday, yo, bro, you need to get a stoppage. You need to get a stoppage, because that way you have that argument like, yo, bro, I stopped the guy you couldn't stop. All right, we got our first caller. We got Adrian. Adrian, what's going on, bro?
Dímelo, maní.
Dímelo, que lo que? Hey, yo, are you a hype Dominican? Don't tell me. If you Dominican?
Of course, boy.
All right, don't come over here with some low energy shit. We got 2 world champions. What's up? Talk to me, bro.
Yo, I was excited, bro. I'm excited to see that fight yesterday. First of all, I want to congratulate you on your show, bro. I saw you on TBV with Nestor Gibbs and Danny. So, of course, I had to follow your show some love and shit. And then, man, I was hype as fuck yesterday, yo. But a lot of haters yesterday. They didn't want to, like, give a damn. What you think about that? Honestly.
Yo, bro, you know what's crazy? And my man Puerto Rican Rum is here. So I never got beef with Puerto Ricans. I grew up in New York. Yo, on my Twitter, mad Puerto Ricans was hating. Mad Puerto Ricans. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I thought that beef was dead, man. Like, y'all still doing the PR versus DR shit. I ain't even respond to it, because, again, I got way too many friends that are Puerto Ricans for me to talk bad about Puerto Rico.
And people still stuck in the past. What? I stuck in the past. What? That other dude that he was fighting, was he Puerto Rican or what was he from?
Which fight?
Puello.
Nah, he fought some Russian dude, Ukrainian, and then
Okay.
Garcia fought a Venezuelan. So I don't understand. They were all like, "Oh yeah, I need to stick to baseball." Dominican suck. I got mad hate on my Twitter from Puerto Ricans, which surprised me because again, I'm cool. I'm cool with Puerto Ricans. I don't get it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I don't know what it is, man.
It's weird, man. Yo, but I was hyped, son. I was out there, and you know what was bad? Because I was sitting press row. So when you sit in press row, you can't cheer, you can't clap. So I had to do my excitement all calm and shit. I'm like,
my God, I would have had to like move my seat or some shit. I wouldn't able to just stand still, bro.
Nah, man. Yo, I was hyped, man. What'd you make of Garcia's performance? Because Garcia looked like a damn star last night. What'd you
I
make
like
of
that. He stepped it up a notch towards the later rounds too. I thought honestly, I thought he was gonna drop him or like get him out of there earlier. But I'm glad he got the rounds in. I'm glad he got the rounds in. He's looking good. He looked even better than the Chris Colbert fight.
No, I agree. I agree. I mean, maybe not better. I don't know. I don't know. It was definitely a lot more punishing. He definitely punished Gutierrez more, but I felt like he lost about 2-3 rounds. And if I remember correctly, I don't think I gave a round to Colbert, or if I did, it might have been one. So in terms of who he did more damage on, he definitely did more damage on Gutierrez. But then again, if you remember, the last 2-3 rounds, Chris Colbert just resulted to running, trying to survive, not wanting to try to even win the fight.
He didn't want that smoke. That boy was hurt.
Hell yeah,
He had nothing else to do. But yo, I also heard, I don't know if this is true, you might know it better than me, that fucking Puello has to fight Gary Antoine Russell next.
Nah, he has to fight Ismael Barroso next, according to the WBA.
Who's that dude?
He fought on that card, but he's a nobody. Like,
okay,
this dude is like 39, 38 years old, from Venezuela.
All right, I think that would be good for him, man, before Antoine Russell, because that's gonna be tough. What you think?
I'm not a fan of Antoine Russell. I'm not a fan. I don't think he's that good. Not that he's a bum, but I don't think he's what his older brother is.
Word.
Was.
Okay. Yeah, but yo, that's my call, bro. I just wanted to call in, show some love. I'm always whenever you have the live, I'm always tuned in. I'm always pressing the like, wipe my feet before I walk in the door type shit.
Facts. I appreciate
you love,
that,
bro. Keep doing your work and shit. And you got the whole city behind you. New York, Brooklyn, and building and shit.
Hell yeah, BK all day, yo. And bro, anytime you want to call in to ask a Dominican question. Because a lot of these, like, you can't call into a lot of these other YouTube channels to ask a Dominican question. I'm like, yo, come on, you changing the topic, or nobody cares about that.
Yo, you know what we need? You know how, like, a lot of the Puerto Rican fighters, like Edgar Berlanga and whoever fight on the Puerto Rican Day Parade, that's what we need for, like, DR Day Parade. I know.
Listen, you new to the channel. I've been talking about that.
Yeah.
But what I was
just
saying,
like a boxing match, just make it a whole event, like the whole day, like, just like a big ass
dope event. It's coming, bro. It's coming. I got the connections to PBC, and I got these dudes' ears bleeding.
Have them on the floats, all that shit,
Yeah, man. But yo, anytime you got a question about a Dominican fighter, this is a safe place, man. You could call in, and I'm well informed. And if I'm not informed, I could just make a text and find out. So definitely, this is a safe place. So I definitely want to let you know that.
Word. Yeah, like you were saying earlier, I think Elvis Rodriguez with Brandon Lee, that would look good too.
Yeah.
Just another fight, get his numbers up, get his views up.
He was being rumored to fight Lipinets before this fight, and then Lipinets got the Figueroa fight, so that messed it up for him. And then he was also in conversation with Akhmadov, but then Akhmadov got this vacant title shot, and obviously he wasn't going to fight Elvis if he had a chance at the title. So those are two fights that happened, that he was rumored to have happened, but kind of fell through. But he he has options. 140 is a stacked division.
It's stacked as fuck, bro.
It's a stacked division. He'll get his shot. He just needs to keep performing like how he has in his last 2 performances.
Word. But all right, brother, that's my call, man. Stay up.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, brother.
I won.
Shout out to my man Adrian for calling in and showing his excitement. He definitely sounded like an excited Dominican. Hey man, it's a big day for us last night. We got 2 Dominicans. We finally were world champions, and we finally got something to be excited about. We finally could talk some shit, but we at the barbershop. When people go, yeah, Dominicans suck at boxing, we're like, whoa. We got 2 world champions, bro. We got 2 world champions. If I'm not mistaken, that's more than Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico only has 1, and that's Gonzalez at like 108 or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We as Boricuas like busting Dominican chops. We still love y'all. Nah. I know the difference between busting chops and like dudes that are hating. And these dudes were on my Twitter hating. I'm like, yo, bro, like, what's going on, man? Like, what are we doing? But again, I ain't responding because you Puerto Rican run, you be on my live, you be always showing love, and I never said anything whack about Puerto Ricans. Like, I'm not like that. Listen, I know way too many Puerto Rican people, for me to be like not like them. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with them. We better at boxing than y'all. If we look at currently, we better at boxing. But I don't be talking shit. You know what I'm saying? I like to bust chops too. You know what I'm saying? Nah. But again, yeah, my Twitter. Let me see if I. You know what? Let me not even do that, because then people will be like, "Oh, I was gonna screen share some of the things that were being tweeted at me." But I don't want people thinking like, I don't want to give these clowns any more fame than they have right now with their fucking 8 followers and stuff like that. Adames versus Montiel is a good fight. Can't wait. Yeah, it is a good fight. And again, what I like about it is that Carlos Adames' last fight was against Deverenchenko, which is a common opponent with Charlo. And then this fight right here against Montiel is another common opponent with Jamal Charlo. So if he, let's say, stops Montiel or beats him more decisively, he can then go to the negotiating table or to the public, the court of public opinion, and be like, yo, I beat the last 2 guys he fought and beat him better. You know what I'm saying? So I do like that about him. I like that about him. About that fight, excuse me, about those fights, how their common opponent with the guy he's chasing, he really wants Charlo. And if you guys follow my channel and watch the interview I did with Bob Santos, he says that he thinks Carlos Adames beats Charlo. I mean, that's his trainer. I guess that's what he's supposed to say, but he seemed very confident about it and told me that last night as well. Bob Santos did when I saw him last night. Puerto Rico had 2 world champs until recently. Wilfredo Bembito Mendez lost his 105-pound title to a Japanese dude. Yeah, man. I mean, y'all got to catch up, bro. Y'all got to catch up because I got my other Dominicans in line. I got Elvis and Michelle in line. I got Carlos Adames, about to become WBC interim champion, which means he'll be a mandatory for Charlo. I got these guys coming up. Vamos a ver. Yo, you imagine. Nah, it won't be this year then. Yeah, nah. I was going to say, you imagine Carlos Adames become champion this year because he fights Charlo, but he's going to fight in October. And I doubt he'll fight by December. So he won't be champion this year. Neither would Michelle or Elvis. But next year, we can probably have 2 to 3 more champions. Depending how things shake out. Because Carlos Adames will be most likely fighting Charlo for the WBC if Charlo doesn't move up, and then he'll fight for a vacant, so he'll get his shot. Michelle Rivera is ranked number 2 in the WBA or something like that, so he'll move up. He eventually is gonna get his shot. Then Elvis Rodriguez. Oh, it's funny you asking me right now. How far off do you think Elvis is from a title? He's pretty far off in terms of positioning himself, not in terms of skills or in terms of where he's at physically. In terms of positioning himself, he's not ranked in none of the sanctioning bodies. You're not going to get a title shot if you're not ranked in the top 15. You know what I'm saying? So he needs to figure out the politics a little bit more to get ranked. And so I think he's about a year and a half, possibly 2 away from a title shot in terms of positioning himself for it. But who knows, with these sanctioning bodies, you know, if they want to do a favor for a promoter or a manager, that you beat a guy who's decent and you end up ranked number 3. It's like, wait a minute, what happened? You were just unranked in your last fight. Now you're ranked number 3. So a lot of funny stuff happens like that. Bro, are you coming out to Cali for the Adames fight October 8th? Probably not, to be honest with you. But I'm not ruling it completely out. Probably not, just being honest. Yeah, there you go. Thing is that, yo, it's hard for me to get off like work and stuff like that, and you know, work out my schedule. It's hard. But who knows? Who knows? Anything can happen. Anything can happen from here to there. I you know, some people at work may owe me a couple favors, and then I'm like, oh shit, I actually can go. So we'll see. We'll see. What do you think of a possible fight between Hector Garcia and Emmanuel Navarrete at 130 pounds? You know, it's funny. That's a fight that Carlos Adames told me yesterday he would like to see. That's a fantastic fight. Unrealistic because Navarrete is with Top Rank and Garcia is with PBC. But in terms of entertainment value, I love that fight. And again, yeah, I may think I'm being biased, but I'm not. I'm picking Garcia to win that fight. I am. And by the way, I did not see the Navarrete fight yesterday. So if you guys are going to call in and ask me or even type something like, oh, what do you think about the fight last night? I don't know. I ain't see it. I was busy covering this event and interviewing all these people. So I was upset. Yeah, I was upset my man Jake Donovan wasn't at this event. I was hoping he was going to be there, but Boxing Scene ended up sending Keith Eidick to instead of Jake Donovan. I was hoping Jake was over there, and that's my guy. But I ended up making some friends out there, some cool journalists that ended up being cool. So there was some that weren't cool. I'm like, yo, this dude's a weirdo. But you know, I made a couple connections, which was dope. What do W? I don't know what you mean, Adrian. But yeah, man. And if anybody wants to call in, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. I promise you, you're not going to get electrocuted. Also, if you don't want to click that link, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed currently, and hit that like button. Do those 2 things for me, man. It's good for your health too. It's good for your health. Your cholesterol goes down. I'm joking. Don't take it to the bank, but hit that like button if you haven't already, man. Help a brother out. And again, if y'all want to call in and share your excitement that 2 Dominicans just became world champion, please do hit that link, man. If not, I'm about to hop off then, man, because I think I pretty much broke down on, you know, let me show my gold medal again. I'm about to have it just here hanging, you know. Yo, bro, like this is such a big accomplishment for me. And I know for some of y'all, like, come on, that's something small. But for me, yo, this is something big, man. Something big. This is the start. This is the start of what I wanted to do, you know. Start of when it's gonna get to a point where this is what I'm doing for a living. And this is the first time I get one. And I'm gonna save this press pass and forever. You know, you only get one first, you know. You get it, you know, there'll be a second, a third, and a fourth, but you only get one first. And this is my first time covering an event where, you know, there's 2 championship fights and they're both Dominican and they both won. Forever. This forever gonna be in my possession, man. I don't know where I'm gonna keep it, but I'm gonna keep it in a safe place, man. Really, yeah. What do you think of Josue Vargas versus Elvis Rodriguez at 140? I think Elvis stops him. I mean, listen, I think everybody in here predicts that. Josue Vargas got knocked out by a dude named Dakota Linga. Now you tell me, do you know who's Dakota Linga? No, right? Absolutely not. I don't either. The haters are starting to come out. I mean, not in the chat. In the chat, everybody being cool. But yeah, no, unless you if you talking about my Twitter, yeah, some haters came out. But that you know what it is? You know, they say, oh, you haven't made it until you get haters. To be honest, most of my interactions on YouTube and Twitter have been positive. This is the first time I'm getting hate, so that means I must have made it. You know, I don't know. I guess that's what it is. Rodriguez KOs Vargas in 2. Vargas is done. I think he KOs him in 1. Nah, he knocks him out, not stop. Yeah, nah. Yeah, I agree. I think he knocks that dude out. He would never take that fight. Oh, my man, Adrian. Oh, I like this guy already. With this $5 super chat. Don't stop the grind, bro. As long as you have the passion in what you do, it's going to come to you. Absolutely, man. And I'm never going to stop until I reach my goal, man. I'm never going to stop. And my goal as of right now, I just want to make this be what I do for a living. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, traveling, going to these fights, making connections, exchanging numbers, calling, interviewing people, putting up the interviews on YouTube, going live, receiving super chats. Let me put that up there because I really appreciate that, man. People probably like, yo, you hype over $5? Yes, $5 I didn't have, bro. So shout out to Adrian. Like see, this is what I want to do for a living. And right now, it's the start of it. Right now, it's the start of where I want to go. Yeah, man. This is for everyone in here. Yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, nah, but like I'm grinding, man. I'm grinding, and I'm definitely gonna get there. I'm not there yet. I'm not even close to where I want to be, but little by little, I'm getting there. Again, you got to get your first press pass before you get your 1,000th and your 2,000th, and where I'm like, yeah, man, you know what? I'm tired of going to fight. You know, I'm just watch a fight from home. Now, listen, if my schedule allows it, I'll go to every single fight. I'll fly out, do all that. I would definitely do that. But you know, it's just I don't quite have that flexibility just yet. Yeah, man. Stay true to the grind and keep networking. That's how you build your community. Congrats on your first press credential. Thanks, JD Alvarado. I appreciate that, man. You open a market and you're good for the job. Yeah, man. I'm opening the market. I'm opening the Dominican market. I guarantee you. Listen, this video right here, just remember where I said this. In a year or 2 from now, let's just say in a year from now, Dominican boxing will be totally respected in the boxing industry. By August of 2023, Dominican boxing is going to look at a total different way than it is right now. I guarantee it. And guess what? You know who has interviewed every single fucking one of them? You know who has a connection to every single one of them? Me. And it's not something like for you, most of you guys in here, y'all long-time subscribers. Y'all know it's the truth. Y'all know, if y'all follow me on Twitter, y'all know I'll be reporting the news before it comes out. Y'all know, y'all seen the interviews with me and the dudes here. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know I have these connections. So once these dudes start becoming world champions, unified champion, undisputed, they're going to remember, wait a minute, this dude been with me since I was 14-1, 14-0, when I was 13-0, when I was 21-1, when I was 20-0, and now I'm undisputed. Oh, hell yeah, I'm giving my interviews to him. So it's just like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What do you think? I think Puello could use the 1-2 to try to keep that guy off of him a little better and move a little more. Yeah, I did think he didn't use his jab enough more, man. I really don't. I really didn't think that he used his jab enough. But, you know, Akmadov was just, he was a machine. He just kept coming and coming and coming and coming and boom, 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 boom. So, it was tough for him. Oh man, contacto. You my guy, but you gotta blow me up. You missing one, brother. I am missing Jason Rosario. Damn, man. You know what? Contacto. I needed that kick in the ass, bro. I needed that, bro. Because you're right. I am missing Jason Rosario. And to be honest, it's my fault I haven't had him on. Because we've been in communication. And it's my fault. And I'm over here admitting it is my fault, not his. We've been in communication. Schedules a lot of times didn't match, but it's my fault that I haven't had Jason Rosario on. And I got to get him on. And yo, Contacto, I appreciate you calling me out on that because it's true. I am the voice of Dominican boxing. He is the last unified champion we had, and I haven't had him on the channel. It's pretty disrespectful. So I got to get him on. All right, now you're not even talking to me. So, and Henry Cedeño Martinez. You know, it's funny. I haven't interviewed Henry Cedeño Martinez because he hasn't done enough, man. Like, you got to do a little bit more. He hasn't even fought on TV, bro. At least not to my knowledge. Has he been on Showtime? Has he been on ESPN? Has he been on The Zone? Like, I got connections to him. Well, yeah, I do. Well, I know a good friend of his. I don't know his manager. Or I might know his manager. I don't know. Because sometimes these guys got 7 fighters, so I don't know whose manages who. But Henry Cedeño, I got a connection to a really good friend of him, and I haven't had him on. Yo, bro, you got to do something. You got to do something for me to have you on. Like, again, you talk about Jason Rosario. Yo, that dude was a unified champion, and I haven't had him on. That, like, you guys have a reason to call me out. But Henry Cedeño, I haven't hit him because he hasn't done nothing. Yeah, like I can't name one opponent off the top of my head of that Henry Cedeño has had. You know, like who Jason Rosario fought? Oh, Jason Rosario fought Charlie. He fought Lubin. He fought J Rock. You get what I'm saying? Oh, who Javier Fortuna fought? He fought Jason Sosa, Ryan Garcia, Jojo Diaz, Robert Easter. Elvis Rodriguez fought. He fought Cameron Creal. He fought Kenneth Sims. He fought Juan Pablo Romero. You get what I'm saying? Puello tried to use his jab, but the pressure was relentless. I don't think it was Puello's lack of a jab, but more of his opponent's pressure and activity. Puello looked solid. Yeah, no, but you can contain somebody's relentless pressure if you hit them with like 2-3 hard jabs, spin to the side, 2-3 hard jabs, and follow it up with your power punches, whether it be an uppercut or a straight left or even a right hook. But he just seemed very, like, I don't know, uncomfortable is probably the best way to put it. You know Luis Nunez? I do. I don't know him. I know his manager. And we had an interview scheduled, and then something came up. So I had a big emergency, and I couldn't do the interview. And then I tried to reschedule, and then he was preparing for a fight, so it was a little bit difficult. And then I went on vacation. It was kind of like a lot of stuff happened. But Nunez, I have connections to him. I gotta get him on. Actually, he sparred Bruce Shushu Carrington a bunch. So that's actually online too. If you guys want to go check that out, type in Bruce Shushu Carrington sparring Luis Reynaldo Nunez. You guys can go check that out. That was over here, actually not too far from where I live. That was like literally, all jokes aside, like a 15-minute walk from where I live where that sparring match happened. I thought Gutierrez was better. He looked weird in there. Or is Garcia really that good? Because Colbert looked confused too. To me, it looked like Gutierrez was surprised how active Garcia was. He was kind of like, whoa, like that's kind of how it looked. He was, at least when I was there live, that's how it looked. One of my good friends told me, it's funny, Elvis Rodriguez just texted me. I'll respond later. But one of my friends told me, he was like, he kind of looked weight drained. And I that's not something I noticed, but that's something he had told me. He was like, I don't know. He looked kind of weight drained to me. So maybe that it was a combination of both things, Garcia and the weight draining. But yeah. Either way, man, I just like Garcia's performance again. If Gutierrez was drained, if you know he was confused or whatever it was, I think a lot of credit has to go to Garcia. You got to remember, he had a similar dominant performance against Chris Colbert. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like this is a fluke. But guys, I'm gonna be on for like 5 more minutes. If nobody wants to call in, I'm gonna have to end this and you know, go nap or something, man. You know, I just got off a plane. Yeah. So yeah, if nobody calls in next 4 or 5 minutes, I'm gonna hop off. What do you think of Adames versus Montiel? I think it's a competitive fight, but one that Adames should win, and I'm hoping he wins by stoppage. That way, he has that bragging rights over Charlo. Like, yo, you couldn't stop Montiel. Montiel gave you trouble. I stopped this dude. You know what I'm saying? Is it me or Hector has some Lomachenko style? I saw him use angles and lunge with the straight left. Nah, I've seen Lomachenko fight live, and I've seen Hector Luis Garcia fight live. They don't fight similar. They don't have a similar style at all, man. I would disagree with that. Definitely, Lomachenko has much better feet than Hector Luis Garcia, man. Much better feet. And also, like, if anything, like I felt like Garcia, especially towards the later rounds, but to be fair, he was tired. I felt like he should have used his feet a little bit more. I felt like he should have been on his toes, bounced around the ring a little bit more, but he kind of wasn't doing that. Yeah, but you know what I wonder? I wonder. Wow, fuck it. Ismail Salas was smoking his cigar watching the fights last night. What he thought, like, damn, I let both these dudes leave. Both these dudes became world champion, and and I just dropped them. I wonder. I wish I could be in the flying war. Like, what's his thoughts are about it? I actually, I'm gonna hit him up. I'm gonna DM him or something. See if he wants to come on the show. I want to talk to him, man. He needs to talk to the voice of Dominican boxing. He got some explaining to do. By the way, last chance to call in. I'm about to end the live soon. So if anybody wants to call in, please hit that link now before I drop it. You gotta go, damn, man, I was just gonna call in. He didn't even let me know he was ending the live. And also hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. He probably means that Hector looks tricky. It's just it was too. The thing is, it was way different styles from what I listen again. I've seen Lomachenko fight live. I'm not going based off what I've just seen on TV. I've seen both fight on TV and I've seen both fight live. I ain't see a similar style. So no, like I don't. Like if the one person, if you want to make a comparison, I want to say he reminded me a little bit of Spence, not with the high guard, because Spence has the high guard, but in terms of a southpaw that doesn't forget to hit the body. I definitely saw that from Garcia. He's a southpaw, and he was consistently, although he was hitting the head a lot, consistently getting the body as well. So that I like that from what I saw from him. But yeah, man. But all right, looks like nobody wants to call in, but I appreciate you guys hopping on, hitting that like button, hitting the subscribe button. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my channel, and by the way, I got a lot of content coming out this week from the fights, a lot of good interviews. You guys will enjoy the content coming out this week. Hopefully you guys definitely support my channel more. I wish I got a little bit more super chats, but it's all good. My man Adrian held me down, sent me $5. I'm gonna go buy a cup of coffee with that. But all right, man. I appreciate you guys, and until next time, peace.